again, it's me. Well, I should say specifically, it's me. This cute little version of me who you could never hate. Look at that face. She's adorable. But why am I bringing up my 5-year-old self? Well, there's a reason why this video is presented by 5-year-old me and also 24-year-old me. That's because this version and this version of myself has always wanted to be an artist. I feel like it is kind of cringe to admit it. Let's just pretend this is therapy for a second and you're my therapist asking me, what's that dream job that you would have always wanted to do if money wasn't a factor? So yes, in true delusional dreamer girl fashion, as I have discussed many times on my page, as someone who grew up as the certified weird black girl and also who just feels like a complete late bloomer, I have always wanted to be an artiste. So much so that I was actually one of those kids that drew with their finger on an old Nook tablet, like the first Nook tablet that actually had color instead of just black and white. And let me say, I wasn't too bad. But unfortunately, as I got older, I got plagued with something that many teenagers, especially young black women like myself, get plagued with when they grow up in an environment that doesn't necessarily promote their growth and self-confidence in themselves. Doubt and self-deprecation, insecurity, impatience, and low self-esteem. And as a result, I have never had the patience to just sit down with myself and want to actually improve my artwork and actually bring it to a place that I'm happy with. And of course, that impatience and perfectionism showing up in other parts of my life as well. And I wouldn't say that I'm a bad artist. I think it would be a massive disservice to say that. For example, these vinyl records that are literally behind me, I actually painted a couple of years ago. But recently, my little brother subjected me and forced me to watch the movie Look Back, which actually I'm glad that he did because it's such an amazing film and I highly recommend it, especially if you're creative like myself. And it really did slap me in the face with my lived experiences. Because the main character in this film, she was never bad at art, but she was a victim of also comparing herself to her peers, never feeling satisfied with what she created, and ultimately just having terrible self-esteem and self-worth because of it. As I've been doing some looking back at my life and just doing a lot of reflecting, I've been feeling super inspired this year and decided that I'm actually gonna try. I'm giving myself 10 months to sit down and just try. Stop making excuses, actually applying myself, actually giving myself the space to improve, be bad, and get better so I can get my art to a place that I love just a little bit more than I do at least today. I gave myself the deadline of 10 months because there is a small local anime convention that I'm pretty sure hopefully I could get into for the Artist Alley, especially since I have done selling of art in the past and since I do have that previous vending experience. I think I could make it in. This is gonna be really funny and embarrassing of a challenge if I don't, but I guess we'll find out 10 months from now. So yes, this will actually be a relaunch of my art business that I had 3 years ago, which I started during 3 years ago. Wow, no, not even close. The pandemic was not 3 years ago. A business that I had 5 years ago during the pandemic and lockdowns. And I want to take y'all on this journey of growth and rekindling my passion in hopes that this inspires you to also rekindle a passion of yours that maybe you put off to the side, or maybe something that you've just always wanted to grow. Especially since I know I've been building a small, intimate community of fellow bloomies on this account. And to those who don't know what a bloomie is, basically it is my subscribers who are fellow late bloomers, the girlies and the gays that are in their 20s and 30s that just feel like they're behind in life. I've been encouraging my audience to do some growing and pursue those passions that they've always wanted to pursue, because there's never an age or a time where you're too old or it's too late to start, as I am doing now with this series. And even when I think about myself and something that's always held me back when it came to growing my art, becoming a better artist, and actually applying myself, similar to the experience of this main character in this movie, is that I've never felt like I was good enough when I compared myself to other artists. But something that I've realized recently and something that has motivated me, been the largest motivator into inspiring me to actually start improving art again, is just looking around. Looking around at the hundreds, not even hundreds, thousands of artists that exist out there that are all good, yet all so different. Actually, I think every single piece of art that I hang on my wall has been purchased from a small artist, a small business, Etsy, an artist fair, a craft fair, etc. And every single piece of art I think is absolutely beautiful, despite the fact that all of their styles are so different. And giving myself the space to improve, grow, be bad, and just get to a place where I finally feel proud of myself, I'm reminding myself and telling myself that I will never be the same as these other artists, because that's not who I was meant to be. I was meant to have my own unique, beautiful style, and I am so excited to slowly harness that and find out what that style is. So let's go on a journey of my first 30 days of trying to improve my art and getting into the swing of things, because it definitely was not a really great start, and y'all will see why in a second. I literally have to meet a friend in like 5 minutes, but instead of scrolling on social media like I usually do, I'm gonna doodle something just to get into the habit. My brain does not default to draw yet, and that is kind of the goal of where I want to be. Opening up the Spotify playlist, so I have that in the background. Right now, my default routine every time I come home from work is the following. I come home, I sit on the couch, I open TikTok, and then what happens for the rest of the day? Yeah, I think I just go to bed, and then hours and hours pass by of me just doom scrolling on my phone. Maybe in between there I will meal prep, but for the most part, it's just a whole lot of scrolling. Yeah, it's not great. So step one of my journey was forcing myself to actually start drawing. So right now it is about 3:30 p.m. on a Friday, and I'm about to do my journal sketch for the day. I don't really know what to call it. It's literally like a planner I got online that I'm using as a sketchbook. So it's like a planner journal sketchbook. And basically I just do one little doodle every single day, and I've had it for a little over a week so far, and it's been really fun. It's been a really great way to retrain my brain, or help me retrain my brain into this new system that I'm creating, which is like, instead of coming home, going on your phone and like going on social media and scrolling all the time, like, why don't you pull open your journal sketchbook planner and do a little doodle in there? And then if I'm up to it, which most of the time I am, then we'll pull out my iPad and then open Procreate and do some drawing in there. So this has been a really great way to help me retrain my brain into doing something else other than scrolling. Nothing special, but I think this turned out really cute, and it's giving what it needs to give. I actually feel like it was a little bit of fate, because y'all probably don't know this, but my not mascot, but like my branding logo, whatever, it's always been like a cosmic koi fish. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. I'll add a picture right here of like me from years ago, like literally like 5 years ago. Like, this has always been like my branding, and it's definitely something that still resonates with me and continues to resonate with me. And as I continue to grow my art and my style and like my brand again, definitely keeping the cosmic koi fish. I'm excited to do more projects with it. So it felt like a little bit of fate with a Valentine's twist. Well, in the beginning, I was able to do more drawing than I usually do. It definitely was really difficult to maintain consistency. While it was still more than I was doing in the past, it definitely was not at a place that I wanted it to be at. That being more than just one time a week. For a while, I was really stuck on what to do to actually get my brain to get out of scroll on social media mode and just go actually create art. Like, how do I get out of that? Like, what, it was so difficult to like train my brain to like actually want to do something else other than have a dopamine fix on social media. But I ended up landing on two different ideas. The first was actually making YouTube shorts and TikToks, because I actually do have posting obligations, and because I'm a content creator, and because I'm pivoting to this new niche of just growth, self-improvement, and also just flourishing my craft as an artist. I was like, why don't I just eliminate two birds with one stone? I make content, and in order to have art content, I have to create art. You've probably seen on my page all the YouTube shorts that I've been making, and that is just a product of me wanting to create more. But my second solution was actually this, and I'm actually really proud of myself for thinking about this. Which finally leaves us with show and tell. What exactly did I create in this 30-day period of me just trying to get into the swing of things? First is my homework. Now, before you guys get on me and the fact that I only did one homework assignment, okay? I got sick in the middle of this and I just could not find the energy to sit down and go to class. But I was able to do some homework that I am super proud of the results of. I think it really helped me think about how to make my art more three-dimensional instead of just completely flat. The next was just a bunch of doodles that I'm also super proud of, because I just think it's really cute and it was like a fun way to explore what type of style I want to create. I'm still not exactly sure what I want my style to look like, but definitely, I think just doing quick doodles is gonna help me get there. I also did a bunch of like little doodles in the beginning just to show where my benchmark was. Like, what am I making in the beginning? Like, as I improve, what am I starting at? Like, what's my starting level? And these were just like quick sketches, because also, I think this is just proof that I usually don't have the energy to create something more. And I think by the end of the 30 days, I was starting to get out of that mindset, because I did end up creating two complete pieces, which is this just really cute ramen bowl. I was trying to use the lessons that I did, which was like spheres and cylinders, and try to make something more three-dimensional but stylized. So I really love the way that this piece turned out, and I'm super proud of it. And the other is this journal entry piece. I just really wanted to get into doing more of these. I also love the way that this is stylized, and I wanted to experiment with light. So I'm super proud of this art piece. And then the other, it's technically not complete, but it's a more cohesive like doodle board, which actually I ended up using this style for a future piece in my 30 to 60 day period, which y'all will be seeing very soon. I'm very excited to share. But something that I realized when creating is that, and this is thank you to actually a really popular TikToker, I'll try to find what their name is, but they were giving a presentation as a part of a program that I'm in, and I really appreciated these words. But they basically said that you can't force yourself to create. You can't tell yourself that I have to make this, I have to make that. You have to want to create something. And in my brain, I've always told myself that I need to sit down and draw. I have to sit down and draw. So actually, while I showed the planner system in this video, because I just wanted to show every aspect of my thinking throughout these 30 days, I'm actually not even doing the planner anymore. And the reason why is because I felt like the planner was helping and contributing to this mindset that I have to create. And I'm trying to get out of that. I want to get into a mindset where I want to create. I want to sit down and make something really cool and really amazing. And while this was just the beginning, and I don't think it's anything crazy at all, I'm also super proud of myself for sitting down and trying to create a system that breaks me out of my bad social media scrolling habits, while at the same time starting this practice and building this new healthier system of habits where my brain just wants to draw. Just like how I want to open social media, I want to open up Procreate and actually create something cool. But I hope this video inspired you to start some sort of journey as well into improving a craft or building a craft that you've always wanted to build. Whether it's learning a new instrument, learning how to sew or draw or use clay, I really hope that you take this journey with me. And before you go, as I try to do in all my videos, here's a water check. Stay hydrated, friends. And I will see y'all in the next video where I have some exciting projects that I'm working on. And I'm finally getting into a place where instead of feeling so negative towards my art and consistently getting frustrated with what I'm creating and impatient with what I'm creating, I'm building a system and a mindset where I actually want to create, draw, and improve. So I'm super excited to share. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.